Folks, we're having an interview today with the basketball coach at West Ridge. And it's a real pleasure to work with Kristi. She has just made the sport so enjoyable for all of us, and she sincerely cares for her students. So, Kristi Walling, welcome to this interview. Have a first question. You have won Coach of the Year in our conference 2 years in a row, which is incredible. So if your peers and others have noticed your success, what do you think is the secret to your much success?
I've been truly blessed. In this conference, I'm in a conference with a lot of great coaches, a lot of great peers to be around, but I think that I'm just lucky with a great group of girls and a great coaching staff that has helped me achieve that title the past 2 years. We've got a great group of girls that have really bought into what we want them to do anything we ask them to do. So I think that's really the key, is just the players that I have and the coaching staff that I'm surrounded by.
Yes, I think you're very blessed. So tell us about the chemistry that exists with this coaching staff.
Well, my assistant coach is my husband, so there's that dynamic. I have a lot of people asking me, how do you do it? Like, do you all not, But I think we do a good job of, when we go home, we leave work, at work. We try our best. There's some games where we get agitated. There's even some times you'll see me kind of snip at him on the sidelines, but he takes it well. So that dynamic works really well. Jared Harrison I've been with since I started. Straight out of college. I was lucky to have him as my mentor coming straight out. Kind of took me under his wing and helped me as I started coaching in middle school. So, and then another great person we have on staff is Rachel Nieberge. She's one that's special, dear to my heart, a player that I've had. I've known her since she was, this big, coaching her older sister, Emma. Watching Rachel in the stands, we used to laugh at her. She would be over there doing handstands in the stands and not paying attention to the game. But she's one of those special players that you're truly blessed to have come around and be a part of your life and get to coach. So she does a really good job with our JV team. Those girls really look up to her. I think she's a really great role model for those kids. So another great person we have on staff. We've got Kevin Turner, who is also an excellent person. He brings a lot of energy to practice. He's very intense. He's very encouraging. Does a great job with the girls. Does a lot of stuff on the side, extra workouts with them, whatever they may need. We also added Scott McMahon, who's kind of like our volunteer coach, and he's also awesome. He comes in and kind of does individual work with some of the girls. Also just helps on the JV side with anything that they need. So during practice, it's really nice that if we do split with varsity and JV, like, I don't have to be, looking over my shoulder, making sure I know everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're getting the job done. And more importantly, I feel like we're like a family, and that's our main thing. So
I realize that individual instruction is really critical to a player's development and us, the whole team.
yes.
And you have several competent people to help with
Yes. Yeah. So yes, that's another thing I'm very blessed with. Like I said, I can trust any of them to take over a practice or take over a station, or if we split, different sides of the court, and I don't have to worry about it. So very good coaching staff.
that. Right. So you had a career personally that spanned from high school to college, I believe at Furman. Furman recruited you,
Yeah.
but you chose King.
King, yep.
Yes. So, if you would, tell us how your playing days helped prepare you for the coach you are today.
I think it just shows you the hard work that has to be put in to play, even at the high school level, or these kids, we're very fortunate with some kids on the team right now that want to play at the college level, so I think it just kind of prepared me to know what goes on, just not on the court, but behind the scenes, what needs to be done to kind of achieve that, at that level.
And you had the opportunity to play D1 ball at Furman, and you went with King.
Well, it was Clemson that was talking to me at the time.
Oh,
It was
okay. I
Clemson,
got
yeah.
my South Carolina
Yeah.
schools backwards there. So, how did that play in?
Well, an injury, this is what happened. I had an ACL injury. So when that kind of happened, coaches kind of turn, their head and stuff. And that was a hard pill to swallow when you're trying to have expectations for yourself and trying to play at a certain level, and then you have a season-ending injury. But I was very fortunate with King, the coaches. I just felt at home there. Like, I felt like it was my place where I wanted to be. Not too far from home, but far enough to where, I was living on my own. So I just felt like it was the right fit for me at the time and with my teammates. So I just felt at home at King.
And I think we have two of our girls playing for King
We
right
do.
now.
So Jalen West just graduated. She played all 4 years, graduated. She's going to be a nurse. And then we've got Fallon still there. That she'll be a sophomore this year.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, you've enjoyed playing. You've come up through the ranks to coaching middle school and now high school, first at Central, then at West Ridge. I assume your parents had a big role in your life. So, how have each of your parents impacted your career?
So I would say my dad was the one that, got me started in basketball. He got me started in 3rd grade, and blessed, I was not very good. My mom at the games, you see these little kids when they start out, which kids are starting way earlier than 3rd grade now, where they just get the ball and run with it and they don't want to dribble. That was me in 3rd grade. So I just remember looking over and my mom putting her hands in her face. And so after that season, my dad really said, hey, if you want something you want to do, we'll start, working really hard. So I remember the summer of my 4th grade year, that's all we did all summer. Continued to get better. The summer of my 5th grade year, same thing, and just never looked back. So my dad is somebody that coached me when I was younger, was really my role model in that aspect, and pushed me to kind of be the player that I was and to the career path I chose. So I'm super thankful for that. I hope that he'd be proud, today. My mom, she was always my biggest fan. She was always a supporter, always kind of that team mom that did stuff for the team, and now she's even doing stuff for our team up here. She organizes the meals and everything for us. So I would say both of them have just had a huge impact on the basketball aspect of my career.
And she's a great babysitter in the stands.
She is. That's one thing is when we have games, my kids don't watch my games, which I maybe take offense to a little bit when my son comes up to me after the game and asks, Mommy, did you win? But I know that they're well taken care of with her in the stands, and all the people here at West Ridge know my kids. I mean, it's just like a true family and a true home. So they get upset when we go to away games and they don't understand why they can't run around like they do here. I tell them they have to sit. So
It is, and I love that your family's involved, and maybe that sets the stage for the whole program to feel like family.
Yeah.
And it really shows. It's really sweet. So, what would you say is your favorite part of coaching, developing young ladies?
I think just seeing them as they grow. I mean, just watching them from like freshman to senior. We've got a really special group of seniors right now, and just watching them from when they were freshmen, not only as basketball players were they good and they've even gotten better, but just as people, to see them out in the community, to see them in the classroom, to see them be ambassadors at the school. Like, that's one thing that I really cherish about being a coach, especially here at West Ridge, is just the bonds and the relationships that you build with these kids. And even when I was coaching at Central, I went to several weddings, baby showers of former players. So it's really special that bond, and that they think of you, on even after life after high school. So.
Well, you've had a big part in their lives, just like others have had a big part in your life, and Now you get to see it pass along. So, what would you say you dread the most in coaching? What responsibility or aspect?
I hate to lose, you know. I try not to be a sore loser after games, but sometimes it's like I don't want to talk to anybody, you know, and I try, it's hard, especially with my kids when they're running up to me and stuff. It's that hard switch. You have to switch off really quick from coach to mom, you know. You can't let that dwell over into your family life, but I feel like basketball season is a long season, you know. It's a grind, so it can get tiring stuff, especially there at the end. So I guess I would say, I mean, there's nothing really I don't enjoy coaching. It's just, I guess I hate to lose, and I hate that feeling. So I guess that's what I would have to pick.
I see that in some of your players.
Yeah.
Millie comes to mind. I don't know that I've ever met a player that really just hated to lose
Yep.
more than she did.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've got a very, like I said, a very special group that's very competitive, that doesn't like to lose. So when we have those tough losses, you know, they take it to heart. They take it hard. So
I guess that gets even more difficult in the postseason because there's not another game.
there's not
to
another
play.
game. Yeah, that last game that we had this year there at Sevier County against Morristown East, that was a tough one to see all the tears in the locker room. You don't like to see it, but you do like to see it, to see that they care, you know, from a coaching point and caring about those kids. I hate to see them that upset, but it's good to see that they care.
And maybe that translates into life.
Mm-hmm.
That you take your parenting seriously, you take your marriage seriously, take your career seriously, because you learned in basketball to take winning seriously.
Right, and I think that's another thing is playing sports in general, not just, you know, basketball specifically, but it can teach you life lessons that are going to help you way farther on in life than just on the basketball court. So that's another thing that I think that's special about playing basketball and getting to coach basketball.
And you have a special group of young ladies. They're exceptional.
Very,
they really are.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of joy in basketball, a lot of praise and affirmation when kids do well, and then there come moments when things don't go so well.
Yeah.
So my big question is, do you have a come to Jesus stare?
That's funny that you asked that. I do have a particular face that the girls tell me that I have. Yeah, they refer it to a certain face that I have, but it's funny now talking to some of these kids that are seniors now that they've gotten a little bit more comfortable with me, and to hear what they thought of me as freshmen, you know, like my facial expressions and kind of my demeanor, and I'm like, I promise I'm not, you know, trying to look that way, you know, but there are certain times where, you know, it has to come out. So
It's a two-sided coin.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really is. Wow. Well, I wanted to let our fans get to know you a little better, and then amazingly, you're doing the same with the girls after we'd scheduled
Yes, we
this.
are. Yeah.
So maybe it's meant to be. What can fans expect this coming season at Westridge? What can they expect from this team? What are your hopes?
I feel like we've got a really good group, and I know I've said that several times, but we've got like a veteran group that really enjoy playing together. You know, you have some teams that get along on the court, but off the court, you know, they don't hang out. You see these kids leaving practice, they're going to eat together, they're going to stay the night together. So I'm really excited about this team. Just seeing them in practice, they play well together. Again, a veteran team, and I'm really excited to see what all they can achieve this year, because again, I feel like we've really tried to build a culture of family here. I think we've done a pretty good job of it. So this group plays good together. I think they enjoy playing together. So
Well, thank you for taking some time with us today, and we're excited. This is going to be a special season with special kids, special coaches, and we are proud that you're taking the lead in this part of our Wolf Pack. Thank you, Kristi Walling.
thank you.